people are playing down his wins over Otto Wallin and Francis Ngannou. I don't think we should do that.
This is Jonathan Agger, Fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Queensberry's Dev Sahni. We're here at the final press conference for Denzel Bentley against Derrick Osaze this Saturday at York Hall on TNT Sports. Dev, two very respectful guys in the press conference. What did you make of up there?
Expected it really from Derrick Osaze and Denzel Bentley. Derrick Osaze is also like a church pastor, and he works with youth and things like that. I didn't expect him to suddenly start throwing tables at Denzel Bentley or anything like that. He's a nice guy. Denzel Bentley's a nice guy as well. But I tell you what, all of these niceties will be out of the way on Saturday night. That first bell rings, I'm telling you, that is a serious fight. And look at Denzel Bentley right now, WBO number 2. You've seen when he last challenged for a world title against Janibek, he just came up short. But with a bit more experience, he might have got the job done that night. His experience is now building up. When he does get his next world title fight, he will be ready for it. But he's putting his position and everything on the line against a very good, very hungry, very dangerous Derrick Osaze. It's a brilliant fight.
If Bentley wins the fight, what would you rather see? Him against Shiraz or him against Chris Eubank Jr.?
I mean, either, but they've both got hard fights. That's the thing. I mean, everyone wants to fight Chris Eubank Jr. I don't know who Chris Eubank Jr. will fight. I'm sure there'll be a lot of eyes on his next announcement. I thought he was going to announce it yesterday, but they didn't. With Hamza, he's got a hard fight as well. I think people are sleeping on Tyler Denny. Tyler Denny's the European champion. Tyler Denny has a habit of going in there with British middleweight contenders who think they're going places and taking their unbeaten record off of them. So before we talk about potential dream fight of Hamza and Denzel, both got very tough tasks in front of them.
Allo Junor somewhat stole the press conference today. A lot of energy, but he's a guy that's started off as tough as it gets. I think he took a guy on like a day's notice, but what have you made of his career since?
Brilliant. I think he's absolutely fearless. I love the guy. He's 21 years old now, and if you look at him in the ring, it's not just about power. It's about he's slick in there as well. He's out of that camp, that Ben Davison camp. Every day he goes to the gym. He sees Anthony Joshua there. He sees Moses Italma there. Iron sharpens iron, etc., etc. I think he's doing very well. In the ring, he can fight. He can turn out your lights. Outside of the ring, when the lights come on, he can entertain. He took to the stage today, and he owned that stage. So that's good for me, by the way, just like hosting a presser and knowing you've got Alois there. That's a great thing, and he was brilliant today. He's got superstar potential, looks the part, but has a serious fight on Saturday against Alonso Berardi, who is unbeaten. And you look at the guys that Berardi has boxed. There's a guy on there called Israel Doufus. Now, if you've heard that name before, you've probably seen him fight Chev Clark. He took Chev Clark the distance. Chev Clark, the British champion. Israel Doufus went the distance with him. Alonso Berardi done him in a round. That tells you about the danger level of Alonso Berardi. So once again, Allo Junor is going in there in a fearless fight, a step-up fight from what he's been fighting, and it's a great kind of chief support fight on Saturday.
I was going to ask you about a few other things. We saw Martin Bakole shock many people. I don't know about yourself, but yeah, what did you make of his win?
He didn't shock me. He's Martin Bakole. I've said it for a while. He's like a sleeping giant in the heavyweight division, and someone's going to wake him up one day. Jared Anderson woke him up. Unfortunately for Jared, it felt like it was just too early for him, but Martin Bakole's a big 280-pound problem. He's a bit of a monster. So congratulations to Martin Bakole and Billy Nelson. Billy Nelson's always in the tweets replying to people, and now you can maybe start taking some of those tweets more seriously. So happy for those guys, and Bakole's a problem.
What do you think if they make a fight between him and Zhang? I mean, people were talking about that after. I don't know if that's going to happen, but the way Turgallo Sheikh's sorting things out, it seems like you can match anyone with anyone, and it's going to be a good fight. So what would you think of that fight?
Well, look, Zhang against anyone's a good fight. Bagoli against anyone's a good fight. I think Zhang's got he's got a rematch clause with Joe Parker, from everything that I understand, and he wants to fight him. So we'll probably see that from what hearing things like that. But I think Bagoli against anyone is a great fight. Zhang against anyone is a great fight.
Usyk came out the other day and said that he'd like a third fight with Joshua. What chance would you give Joshua in a third fight? Having changed the trainer, seeing how he's been doing the last few fights, would you give him more of a chance than the last two?
Ask me after September 21st, because that's when really. He's looking great right now, AJ, looking fantastic, and people are playing down his wins over Otto Wallin and Francis Ngannou. I don't think we should do that. I think we should appreciate that Otto Wallin was a fight that AJ took at short notice against a southpaw who had given Fury problems, and then when he just dealt with him like that, people started playing it down. Francis Ngannou was the hardest puncher in the world who had given Tyson Fury problems. AJ just dealt with him. So we shouldn't just play down those wins. However, in Daniel Dubois, he finds himself against a hungry guy with momentum who will bring volume into the ring, probably the like of which Joshua's not seen for a long time, and will be trying to knock him out and has the power to do so. So let's find out after September 21st as to who could fight Usyk and who'll fight Fury, etc., etc.
I saw the other day a quote from Fury when he was talking about when he sparred AJ back in the day. I don't know if you've seen that and things.
He told Buncey, didn't he? It's like an old. I remember hearing that at the time. I think it was on Buncey's London boxing podcast. Yeah, I remember hearing that.
Do you think when that fight comes about, it's still potentially as big as it was maybe 3-4 years ago?
It has the potential to be. It's all about how these next fights go. Fury beats Usyk, Joshua beats Dubois, bigger than ever, right? Things like that. But so many things have to kind of happen. No matter what results line up, it's still a big fight and one of the biggest fights you can make. But if results go a certain way, it could be bigger than we've ever seen.
Because Eddie Hearn said the other day that even if both lose their upcoming fights, which is possible, then it's still a big fight. Do you agree?
When it comes to pay-per-view and stuff like that, it's just about how famous these boxers are and how much people want to see them. Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury are very famous. People want to watch them punch each other, so it's still a huge fight.
In your opinion, what do you think, Fury and Joshua are two guys that have crossed over to that, casual fan, like you say, they can sell out Wembley, whatever. How do more boxers do that? How do you get guys, do you think, that can become stars like they are?
If there was a set formula, everyone would be doing it, right? All you can point to is what these guys have actually done. Anthony Joshua had the whirlwind of London 2012, gave him a great head start, big, looked great, knocked everyone out. You're going to become a star, right? And Tyson Fury, I mean, he's a star too. Netflix, books, singles with Robbie Williams, etc. I'm not saying someone on the undercard making their debut, go and do a single with Robbie Williams. There's no set way. People have got to find their own way to do it. Be a bit of a character, give it a little bit of a presser like Alois did today. Things like that are quite cool. I think it's more than just being able to fight these days. You need to have a little bit of something. Give us something, and it could go a long way.
Finally, Dev, some people would say it wouldn't be an interview from me if I didn't ask about a comment from Carl Froch, and he said that he believes that Fury would retire if he took a second loss to Usyk. Knowing Fury, as you know him, do you think? I mean, I'm sure he's not actually thinking that way, but would a second loss be the end of Fury?
I think I've been following Fury for too long to try and second guess what he could do. So who knows? But all eyes will be on what he can do in December 21st against Usyk, and we'll go from there. But he had a lot of success in that first fight that people are overlooking, and if that success continues, he could get the job done against Alexander Usyk. And then I can't imagine people will be talking about retirement or even anything like that.
Finally, the sales pitch. Why should everyone tune in to TNT Sports Saturday night. Or buy a ticket if there's any remaining. You know, what night are they in for?
Yeah, look, we've got great momentum on TNT Sports right now. Last couple of UK shows, Magnificent 7 in Birmingham was magnificent. It was a belter in Birmingham. Brad Pauls became British champion, upset Nathan Heaney. Andrew Kane, just a crazy little scouse fella from Liverpool, just knocked out Ash Lane, become British champion. We had Joyce Chisora a couple of weeks ago, unbelievable fight. A fight that I just keep watching back, so good. Like some of it you're watching like this, but that's the sort of momentum we've got heading into Saturday. The main event's fantastic. Denzel Bentley, number 2 in the world with the WBO, feels like a world title was just within his grasp. Derrick Osaze, boxer tournament champion back in 2019. It's been sort of a little bit hit and miss so far, but this is his chance. He wants to get to the big table. He needs to get through Denzel Bentley. You listened to him at the press conference, very, very hungry guy. So intriguing fight. And the chief support, Allo Junor, he's had 7 wins and he's won them all by knockout. And when he knocks people out, they tend not to really get up. These are serious knockouts. One of the heaviest punches that we've got in British boxing right now. But it's his first title fight. It's a step up from what he's been fighting. And Alonso Berardi has his own ideas. Very, very good show.
Do not miss it, Dev. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Come on.